Welcome back to Seven Rivers Health. Now we're going to talk about dietary needs, especially for the elderly. They take a lot of things for granted, especially when it comes to their food intake. And so here with me is Jane Strangstalien. She is a dietitian with Franciscan Skemp Healthcare. And Jane, let's talk a little bit about dietary needs, especially for the elderly. There's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to trying to eat a healthy diet, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. It's really important to get a variety of foods. We take that for granted, but as you get older, it can be more challenging to get that good variety. Sometimes it's tempting just to substitute a piece of toast or a bowl of soup. When you're used to cooking for a family all your life, eating alone can be boring or even depressing.
What type of factors come into play for somebody when they try and eat a healthy diet? But what kind of factors are coming into play when that kind of stops them from doing so?
Well, like I said, eating alone is one of the factors that makes it more challenging for a person to eat a good variety. Other things can be things like financial concerns. It can be difficult to plan a good, healthy, balanced diet on a fixed income. Medications can interfere with a person's appetite. And finally, health concerns. Different diseases can make it more difficult for a person to prepare their meals. If they have difficulties breathing, it can be hard to prepare a meal. Or if they have, say, Parkinson's or any disease like that, it can be hard to prepare or even eat a meal.
So let's try to help the folks at home kind of get over those ways. Let's take some steps here. What's the best way to kind of help somebody of the elderly age try and get a healthy diet?
Well, again, what I want to just say is make sure that you're getting foods from all the groups of the food pyramid.
And the food pyramid still comes into play for folks in that age, correct?
Yep. The food pyramid is for all Americans, so it definitely comes into play for those people. It's important to get enough foods from the milk group. The milk group, milk and yogurt, are excellent sources of calcium and vitamin D, and that's really important for bone health, especially for this age group. Mm-hmm. Another area that sometimes is a problem is protein. Elderly people need protein to help build and repair tissue like muscle and skin. And it's not that they necessarily need more protein, but sometimes it's hard to get enough. Protein is found in milk and meat and poultry and eggs. And sometimes as a person gets older, their teeth don't work as well. Mm-hmm. So they may have difficulty chewing meat and poultry. So for those people, you'd want to focus on more soft types of protein sources like cheese, cottage cheese, eggs, lean ground beef, and tuna.
Whole grains as well?
Whole grains are really important too. Whole grains are a wonderful source of B vitamins, vitamin E, and fiber. And fiber is important to help digestion. Good sources of whole grains would be things like bran muffins, oatmeal, whole grain bread.
And of course, one of the other things that we talk about a lot is the fact for folks of the elderly age to kind of watch that sodium intake as well, correct?
Oh, right. My advice regarding that would be keep the salt shaker off the table.
Which is tough.
Yes, it can be, but when you think about it, you're already getting a lot of salt. If you're including a lot of prepackaged foods in your diet, those generally have quite a bit of sodium already in them. And as we know, as a person ages, their risk of hypertension increases, so keeping the salt shaker off the table is an important thing to do.
And we can't forget the fluids as well, because fluids are pretty important as well for people, especially at that age.
Yeah, fluids are important to help digestion, to help rid the body of wastes, and to help keep your kidneys functioning properly. We need about 6 to 8 cups of fluid per day, unless your doctor tells you otherwise. And fluids includes things like your milk, like your juice, soft drinks, coffee, tea, and of course good old water.
To quickly kind of put it together, bigger meals, small meals more often during the day? What's best?
Whatever works for the person. A lot of times small meals will work well, especially if you're not able to eat a large amount at a time, eating several small meals throughout the day. But the big thing to remember is just to get a good balance from all the food groups, include all the food groups.
Jane Strangstalien, thank you very much for coming. And again, we also want to thank all of our guests, Jane, of course, Dr. Brian Proctor, and Dr. Thomas Lofi. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Health. I'm Rick Tisi. Have a healthy day.